Hey everybody, welcome to We Run on Reruns. I'm Amanda and this is my brother Eric.
Hope everybody's had a good week so far. But the weekend, we can make it.
That's right. Oh,
Don't have to worry about
goodness.
Next week yet.
No,
Not yet.
No, definitely not. Nope. So how's your week, Eric?
It was, it was all right. It was okay. We're getting back in the swing of things. Daughter's soccer team picked up a win this week, so that was good. It was fun.
Nice. Yep, very good. Very good. Well, it was definitely a funny week watching Friends, that's for sure.
I know
really
this
enjoyed
is
these
this is your
episodes.
wheelhouse.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is your wheelhouse right here.
Yeah, it's just something about, Eddie's character coming in, Adam Goldberg, which he is just so funny. I just find him hilarious, and yeah, we'll get into that. But yeah, we left off the last episodes with Joey moving out after his big break in Days of Our Lives. Monica revealed her relationship with Dr. Burke to her parents, and Rachel and Ross took their relationship to the next level in a display case at Ross's work. This is after they embrace the fact that they're lobsters, according to Phoebe. But you know what, Eric? I had to I knew that I had done this before in the past, but I had to fact check that again. Lobsters do not, in fact, mate for life. That's penguins. It's not lobsters. Unfortunately,
what?
Phoebe's claw thing. It's
Nah. Irrelevant. It's not. That's not. Doesn't faze
We will
me.
let it be
I'm
true.
going to stand with lobsters made for
I
life.
like the image.
And they
Yeah.
walk claw to claw at the bottom of the
Yes.
tank together.
Okay.
It is
all
irrelevant.
right.
Science does not matter.
Okay.
This is true.
Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. I'll agree with you there then. But if you guys like what we're doing here, if you know of any other like-minded people that would enjoy listening to our ramblings, please do not forget to share. Even telling one friend is just really appreciated, and we appreciate you guys listening.
Yeah, that would be incredible. We also are really seeing you guys starting to check us out and drop likes and stuff on our Instagram and the TikTok and the YouTube shorts. And we really appreciate that. So please pass that along. Keep doing your thing. We really appreciate it.
People are out there. It's cool.
They're out there. They're watching. Well, listening.
Yeah. Yeah. So today we are covering season 2, episodes 17 to 20. We're already at the end of season 2, believe it or not.
I feel like it went fast.
Right? Yeah, it went by really fast. But like we were kind of saying before, I love these episodes with Eddie so much. I'm sad that that Joey moves out, but having Adam Goldberg in is hilarious. And if you guys recognize him or having trouble placing him, he's also in like Dazed and Confused and A Beautiful Mind. Those are the two things that stick out to me the most. Although I just find him to be the most funny right here in Friends. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I do. I agree. I always see him in the other movies and go, "Hey, that's Eddie." Well,
Yeah.
and I know it's not really that way. It's probably more the other way around.
Yeah.
But that's how I see it. He's Eddie.
Yeah. Well, he's just so good with the slapstick comedy, and
Yeah.
you don't really see that showcased so much in other movies. I mean, he's funny in Dazed and Confused, but
Yeah.
oh my goodness, this is
But not like this.
No.
No.
Yeah.
So then let's just dive into this. We've got
Yeah.
the synopsis for season 2, episode 17. And this is the one where Eddie moves in. So Chandler's getting a new roommate, Eddie, despite Joey reconsidering moving out on his own. He does that. Chandler ends up getting himself a new roommate anyway. Phoebe gets discovered and then gets replaced in the video, or at least her voice does. And Monica and Ross are dealing with reverting back to being in the apartment space.
Yes. Right.
Like, back to the childhood type stuff.
Oh my goodness.
The brother,
those
sister,
scenes-
Yeah.
I feel like that would happen to us if we ended up like living in an enclosed environment for like what in that age range too, like in the
Listen,
late 20s, like that would have, oh my goodness. That
no
would have
way
been
is
bad
that
for
happening.
Tina. Yeah.
That's not happening. Like that's just no.
No.
Like I can't say enough about that. I understand how that would work. I think that's very realistic, and no,
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
would not have been good.
They reverted right back. It was
Oh
pretty
yeah.
great. Yeah. Um, but kind of thinking to the beginning of the episode where we kick things off with Phoebe in this music video. Oh my gosh. First of all, her telling the story. I love that sequence so much where she's like super excited to tell this story about something great that's happened to her and she keeps like starting the story and the whole gang is getting really excited and she's like, "No, no, let me finish." And she just keeps making them stop their excitement for her and I'm not doing it justice, but that scene is so great and so Phoebe, I would say.
It's
Um,
just one of those things where every time she clearly sets like the end of a sentence with a pause, and then they're all like, "Wow, that's amazing!" And she's like,
yeah,
"I'm not done yet. I told you to wait for the end." Like, "Oh,
yeah,
sorry." Rinse
yes,
and repeat. Do it again.
yeah,
Still not finished. And it's just, it's classic Phoebe.
yeah. Don't freak out and stuff until I'm done. And then she's
Right.
like, yeah, just keep saying I'm not done yet. So good. But then the whole thing is about her big announcement where they want to make a music video of Smelly Cat. And yeah, it's pretty great. Phoebe in with these backup singers. She's not really, used to singing Smelly Cat with others, as we've seen actually in past episodes. She never really likes it when someone puts a fancy twist on Smelly Cat, and that's exactly what happened with this video. Um, and all of that to say, when the video actually does roll out, it's great because Phoebe is showing it to the friends and it is clearly a music video of Phoebe but with some other professional singer's voice in the background and Phoebe's like reaction to that is amazing. Like, "Oh my
The,
god, I sound
yeah.
amazing." She's like, "Wow,
Yeah.
now I get to hear what you guys hear." And they're all like
And
Ross's expression is
listen,
priceless.
I understand that too, because how many times have we all heard our own voice
Oh my
through
god.
something else, be it on the phone, on a recording, through a
Mhm.
microphone, on a loudspeaker, wherever, that you go, "Who is that? Oh, that's me." Because you never truly get to hear your own voice the way that everybody else hears it. The best you get is when it's like recorded and being played back to you. And it just sounds usually much different than what you expect. Now, this though, Phoebe should have been able
Well,
to put this together.
and she did. Like, I think that's the thing is Phoebe being Phoebe, you don't always really know right away when she's like messing with them or when she's being totally deadpan. And I just love her. "I am sorry, but I am incredibly talented," she says back to them. And
Yeah.
and
Well,
but she yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
she didn't recognize it in that moment because then the music company sent her a paper to sign that says,
That's right.
"Oh, like we don't actually need to use your voice for this. We're going to do this instead." In which she then starts feeling horrible for the voice person. Like this
That's right.
person's got this amazing voice and they don't like have the right look. Or maybe they're like that dog in the window that you always want to get, but you can't get because something's wrong. And they're like, "Oh my God, it's Smelly Cat." And
The voice
she's now
lady.
equating Smelly Cat to the voice lady because
Yeah.
this song has so many layers.
The song, oh my gosh. Yes. That is very Phoebe. And yeah, I guess you're right. She did not she at first wanted to probably believe that it was her voice. But
I think you'd want to believe that. Like, oh
well,
yeah,
maybe
this is
you'd
amazing.
want to, but yeah.
Logic kicks in
I
at some
mean,
point.
yeah, for sure. And and then we do have the as we were talking about earlier, the Ross and Rachel annoying each other, or Ross and Rachel um basically residing at the apartment. He's not officially living there, but he's just there
No.
all the time. And so,
Well, that's the thing. You're now dating your sister's roommate.
yeah.
So now you're at your sister's apartment a whole lot more, and bathroom privileges start getting real awkward real quick.
Yeah, the whole mimicking back and forth, like, me. Oh my goodness. I'm like, wow, that is just,
Listen.
and I love when Rachel's just like, wow, I have never been more attracted to you. And it's like,
Yeah.
she's just like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, you need to stop. Yeah.
That is a real low point, I think, for Ross. I mean, I know he's got a bunch of low points, right?
Yeah.
But like to do, oh, that's so beneath what his abilities are. I can't believe that they had him mimicking like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a little tough to see. That was tough to see, Ross.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. And him hogging the phone like I'm sure he did when they were teenagers, and like, because this is before, well, we have established that there were cell phones, but not many people had them. The friends certainly didn't.
Definitely not prevalent.
No.
Yeah.
And so, people had to like take messages, write down numbers, put someone on hold, that whole thing that we used to do before. And he's not doing a very good job of it for Monica. So she's
I wasn't what that was much better thinking for Ross. That was much faster. Like he gets the phone call, it's his mom.
Oh,
He tells her to hold on a second
that was mean.
while then referring to her as, oh, my sister's boyfriend is calling, which is another great little line.
Mm-hmm.
And sets Monica up for her to say something that she would not say to her mother.
That's right. Yeah, but did you know, I believe that I heard that sequence where she's throwing the oranges at him, or she's throwing them at him.
She's
Yeah.
throwing them at him.
Yeah. He caught all of them, and that was just
Yeah.
not even in the script. Like, she just kind of saw the oranges and started throwing them at him just off the cuff.
Yeah.
And then he
I
got them all. Yep.
didn't know that,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't imagine they would reshoot that. Like he caught all three of them right in a
Mhm.
row, and then she threw a fourth one, and that's kind of where the scene faded out.
Yeah, maybe the fourth one
But
didn't make it. Yeah.
but yeah, that was really really a fun ad lib if it was. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and when Rachel's all, "Now I'm mommy in this little play," I
Oh.
love It's like,
Yeah.
oh man, yeah, this is getting crazy. And then Monica does her like really high pitch, because I feel like this has come up a few times already where Ross is like, Monica, you're going ultrasonic again. I think the
Yep.
line before was, only dogs can hear you now. Yeah.
It is like she just was so frustrated with Ross that she's just like squealing at this ridiculous level.
Yep.
And he's got to like bring her back in. But at least at that point, then we get them making a
Yes.
reasonable like resolution about at least being aware that this is going to have to be an issue that they're dealing with, and they can find a way to be better at. They don't actually come to any sort of agreement.
No.
They just kind of agree that they're going to try to be aware that the other person is being impacted.
Yeah, well, I think it was Ross acknowledging that, oh, this isn't fun for you, for Monica, because
Yeah.
he was just kind of like annoying her and having a good time, because I feel like, he was just, he wasn't really on the receiving end of anything as much. And so once he realized that with Monica, and I think she also expressed to him, maybe for the first time, that she didn't really like him so much when they were kids, because he just annoyed her all the time. And yeah, apparently from his perspective, he thought that was great. So
And I
That's
don't
pretty
think
typical.
that's like, yeah, I don't think that's all that atypical.
No.
I don't know that siblings are always all that close early on, especially depending on the age gap
Yeah.
or, difference in genders and stuff
Yep.
like that. Like it could be a number of different ways that makes it not like a shared experience
Yeah.
that's everybody mutually has.
Yeah.
So I totally understand Monica's side of it.
Yeah, it was very realistic. And then realizing that, oh no, but we're really good friends now, and like, and it's just that, hey, we need boundaries here, buddy, which is very reasonable from her. So
But now we got to get to Eddie.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So
We
we've
got to
been
get to Eddie.
saving definitely, I would say, the best part of this episode for last.
This is the best part of the episode.
Yeah.
Well, they start by going over to Joey's place with all the stuff. And I'm going to paraphrase Chandler. And I'm going to say, this is an eyesore from the Liberace House of Crap.
Okay.
This is awful. Like, that was his bracelet buddy's comment. And now he doesn't say it in the episode, but it's what it is. This is horrible. This Joey decorating with ceramics and, all of the different animals in his jungle is straight chaos.
Oh my goodness.
No, thank you.
It's
unbelievable. And I don't even see how Joey would think that it was good. Like, I understand you got to, he's out on his own for the first time. But in what galaxy is he doing? It seems so out of character for him.
And we find out in a different episode just how much money he was spending too. And it is not only just not great looking, but it apparently was extremely expensive too. So and he
was
said
making $1,000 impulse buys at the register.
Yeah, and he said something like right. And he said something like, "Oh, I decorated myself." They're like, "No kidding."
Yeah. But I would have expected Joey to put Nick's gear up.
Right?
Like movie posters up. They could have made it look good. Now I understand the idea is to get him out of here quickly. But there could have been a way to do it where it looked real.
I think part of what their thinking is Joey just wants to buy stuff that shows what he thinks it means to be wealthy now or successful,
maybe.
Right? So to him, it's oh yeah, I'm gonna buy these $1,000 sculptures and that's what success looks like, I have this ridiculous just furniture.
Didn't go get a car.
No.
Went and bought sculptures.
Right. It's but it's just
art.
because he's just a big kid too, that's
Yeah.
Joey.
Yeah,
So he's
he
not, he doesn't have good, as we were talking about, I think the last segment, he does not have good decision-making skills. This is Joey.
He's pretending to be an adult is what he's doing.
Yes. Right,
and he's not.
Right. So, but Chandler did not go when all the other friends were looking at all this new stuff.
He had something to do.
Chandler, was busy and he was really just moping. I love how they kind of frame this whole thing as almost like they broke up. You know what I mean? That's how it feels.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing is really like they, had their bromance and now they're on the outs. So it's Chandler doesn't want to show up. And even the way that Joey, when he moved out, he kind of lingered in the doorway and was it's been great. Or coming up in the sequences when he meets Eddie too. It's he's Eddie's the new boyfriend. And
because in between there, during their breakup, Chandler didn't go. They do the phone call.
Yes.
Where they're on the phone
exactly.
with each other. Chandler's apologizing for not coming. And then the Baywatch timer goes off. And they sit and they talk while watching Baywatch on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day we get them talking to separate groups of friends, each giving wildly different advice.
Oh, yes.
And so you have this breakup construct really put together where Joey is thinking, will you take me back? And I forget exactly, it's not Ross and Rachel because they're with Chandler. So it had to be Monica.
It was Monica and Phoebe.
Richard, maybe?
Monica and Phoebe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how, of course he'll take you back. I know he wasn't there, but he would love to have you back in there. And Ross and Rachel were saying, he's decorated. This is a permanent thing. He's moved on.
He's moved on.
You have to move on too.
Yes.
And Chandler's not handling it well and then rushes out into his rebound roommate.
I love Ross's line, "You're just friends now. You're not roommates anymore."
And Chandler buries his head into a pillow.
Yes.
Great.
Yep. Right. So then that's when Joey comes back and meets Eddie. And he's kind of like, well, where did you guys meet? So Eddie's just in the apartment now. He's the new roommate, and he says that they've met at the supermarket in the ethnic food section, and Eddie's like, he helped me pick out a chorizo, and it's just like. It's like the most random and like very specific response that just
Very specific.
right from the start, I'm just already cracking up. It's like, oh gosh, yep. And Chandler says, that he's in the spare room, and I love Joey's response. Oh, it's just a spare room now, and he's like, well, it's a room, and I had it to spare. So, yep.
So therefore,
yeah,
it is a spare room.
yes,
Not going to let the new roommate live in Joey's room.
right. Right. Yeah. And I think it's when does Joey come back for the hat then later on? Is that, or he uses the hat as an excuse?
He came by to see Chandler, and Eddie happened to be there. Eddie came out with the hat.
That's right.
Like, when's that Joey guy kind of gonna come by? And Joey's like, oh, I came for the hat.
That's right.
And so he takes that, but it's more of like a deflective, like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want to step on anybody's toes here. He took the hat, the Bullwinkle hat, and left. And then he comes back the next morning.
Yes.
Implied it's the next morning when Chandler's having breakfast and Eddie is cooking eggs and something else. He made two things. It was eggs and something else.
Yeah. Well, and he just come in here, Mr. Johnny New Eggs.
That's it. It's like, well, you took your eggs and left. Like, there's no understanding that Joey like isn't really there anymore.
Right.
Joey's having a really hard time with that. And this is where we get my favorite line in the entire episode, where Joey goes for a glass of juice and there's no juice in the glass because they're out. There's no more in the carton. And he goes, there's no juice. There's no juice for people who want the juice and need the juice. I need the juice. And it just makes me laugh so much the way he delivers it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chandler's like, there's another carton back there.
Yeah.
But he's just so frustrated with everything that's happened that he's taking it out on the juice.
Yeah. Oh my. And at this point, it's important to note that this is after, so Eddie like took off after the eggs. He was like, all right, I'll leave you guys to talk. And he said like, see ya, pals. And like, and Joey's like immediately mocks that. And also I find that it's also funny because it's very kind of out of Joey's character to like be snarky and like mock someone like that. So when he was kind of like, well, he was just super frustrated.
This is where we can talk a little bit about like the evolution of Joey in that sense, right? Because early on, when we were first starting talking about Friends, the very beginning, those first couple episodes, he was a lot snarkier and a little bit
edgier.
Like more edgy. Yeah, I was gonna say jaded, but that's not really the right word.
Yeah,
and he softened up like 4 episodes in when he didn't. What was the thing? It was in the coffee shop. Oh, Ross was saying what would you do if you were omnipotent for a day?
Yes.
And Joey was like, I'd probably kill myself. And we have that whole section where he clearly doesn't know what omnipotent is. And it kind of softens him up a little bit. And from there on, we get this Joey who's not quite as smart as everybody else. And therefore, a little bit more likable. Well, it gives him like a character.
Well, because he was in that conversation with Ross where he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like you could tell he was like apologetic though, even though he had no idea what he was talking about. But like I think that's when we started to see like a sweeter side to Joey, although silly. And like, but now it's like he obviously is regretting his decision and is missing his connection and all the time that he would spend with Chandler. And it's like, who's this new guy, Johnny Neweggs, just moving in here and like taking my spot and like,
Yeah, with all his like, no. Doesn't like Doesn't like that. In the spare room.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's harsh. But I think that's really where that episode wraps up.
Okay, so this is season 2, episode 18, the one where Dr. Ramoray dies. But honestly, before we do that, I have to reference the end of the last episode, which is one of my absolute favorite endings to a Friends show, where they're playing All by Myself and
Oh, yeah.
Chandler's looking out the window at the rain, and the rain is streaking down the window, and Joey's looking out the window at the rain, except it's not really the window, it's the table on
It's the
his own
water
table
table.
that
Yeah.
just shows water dripping.
Yes.
And it's just as the credits are rolling, like it's a whole sequence where no words are said. They're just playing All by Myself. And
Yes.
the water and the oh, it's great. Such a
It's
good ending to
yeah.
to a
Well,
show.
again, because it's like it just points to how it was like they were going through a breakup with each other. So pretty funny.
So anyway, here we are, the one where Dr. Ramoray dies, and Chandler soon learns that Eddie might have some eccentric tendencies.
Oh my gosh.
Ross and Rachel and Monica and Richard are fighting over who's going to get the last condom. And lastly, after making a statement about making up his own lines, the writers decide to kill off Dr. Drake Ramoray, and Joey's days on Days of Our Lives are over.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that seems short-lived.
Yeah, it was, I think, 8 episodes. Like,
Yeah.
from the one with Russ, I think
Yeah.
was where he is born as a character, and we had a few in between, but I don't know, 8 episodes, that's like 2 months of real time, roughly.
Yeah.
And they go back to this all the time.
Yeah. It's so true.
Like, this is his thing. This
Yeah.
is like what his
Oh.
character is now built on.
I know.
And listen, he'll find his way back.
That's right.
He'll find his way back. But for now, he's out.
Yep.
What do you want to start with?
So looking at the section with the magic number, and I love Phoebe's
Oh,
I
yes.
love Phoebe's line in here where they're all in at Central Perk and she's like, out of all the guys Monica has been with, and that's a lot. I like you the best. When she's looking at Richard, it's like, oh my god, Phoebe. Monica is like, I think then Rachel even says, oh, you're dead. Like Monica's gonna kill you.
Like, I don't know how Phoebe survived that interaction right on the spot. Like, that's craziness that she would throw that out there and
Mhm.
emphasize it the way she did. She's like, oh, and that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Like a lot. And then they're talking about it. And of course, Richard gets to say, well, 2.
Oh my,
And she's like,
Richard.
have you seen you?
Yes, too.
Like, how is it 2?
Right.
Hey,
He was
it
married.
is what it
He was
is.
married for 30 years to his wife, and and now he's been with
And now
Monica.
Monica.
So it's like, yeah, and I love when Richard says, like, how about you ballpark it for me? And she's like, well, I'll tell you this, it's less than a ballpark.
It is less than a ballpark.
Yeah.
And they never actually get to the number.
No, they don't.
They say whatever the fictitious number is off camera.
Yes, they say it
and
was
he's
shared.
like, oh, that's not that bad. You
Yes.
had me thinking it was like a fleet.
Yeah, I kind of
Um,
appreciated that.
And so
Yeah.
I do too, because it leaves some discussion
Yes.
open for like what that number could be. I mean, we have a head count in our head roughly just based on what we've seen.
Well,
But I suppose you could make it like, I don't
yeah,
know.
the audience doesn't need to know. Like, I think the funny part
don't
is
need
the
to know.
interaction between the couples, because then you have Ross and Rachel, Ross kind of like being like, well, how about your number? Like, he kind of then goes
Well,
to ask her.
But then Rachel's like name checking. Bang,
I
bang,
know.
bang. Like this one. She's got
know.
them all listed. She knows who they all are.
I know, yeah.
And Ross is in a similar boat to Richard, relatively.
Yep. And then Rachel makes the mistake of talking about her experience with Paolo, though, and Ross just doesn't want to hear it. It's like, yeah, the moment she said it too, she was like, really wishing that I had not described any of that to you. I am just gonna walk that back.
Sounded so much better in my
Yeah.
head.
Yes. So, and then, Monica's asking Rachel, or I'm sorry, Richard and Monica are talking about, sowing oats because Monica wants to know if she's just one of the oats that Richard
She's an
wants to
oat.
sow.
She an oat?
And that's really then though when Richard really comes to terms with how he loves Monica and Monica loves him, and it was a sweet moment between them. So that was
Okay. So I will now pose this question to you.
yeah.
And I can't take credit for this. Tina said this. I
Okay.
told her I was going to steal it and say that I had thought of it, but I didn't. She thought of it. So I'm giving her credit so she
Aw.
doesn't hit me later. Here's the deal. Monica and Richard have just told each other that they love each other for the first time.
Yes.
They're in the bathroom, Monica and Rachel.
Right.
They find out
Yes.
that there's one.
Yes.
And Rachel
Yes.
is still fighting for this because it's not like she didn't know. Monica told her that they just told each
I
other
know.
this for the first time.
I thought, yes.
And Tina's like, how selfish is Rachel right
Yes.
now? And I'm like, you're not wrong.
That is so funny, Tina, because I have seen this episode many times, and I literally had that exact thought this time around too. I'm like, my God, like really? She just like told you about this really special moment, and you're fighting this girl? Like, wow. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
A little rough.
That is a little rough. Now, don't get me wrong. Rachel and Ross had a little moment as well together.
It's true.
That I think after Rachel basically convincing Ross that, the Paolo thing is not a big deal and that she wants to be with Ross, and he's now willing to, like, take it to that next step.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to, like let the air out of the tires and be like, oh, well, sorry.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah. But that was her own fault. So,
That was her own fault, A, and B, the other thing is much more significant.
Right? Agreed. Yeah. So I think that is, I stand by that argument as well, Tina. I agree that's kind of low. But it is what it is.
It's a low point.
You know what? It's all good. It's all going to work out just fine for all of them. So, well.
Yeah. Well.
For a little while anyway.
Well, three of them. Three of them works out pretty well.
So, we have, and I love though when Ross and Dr. Burke, because I can't help but call him Dr. Burke, are like standing outside the doorway, and Ross, as they're like waiting for the girls in the bathroom, and Ross just looks at him and he's like, was your mustache, did it used to be different? He's like, nope. Nope. How do you keep it so neat?
What do you call? Yeah. What do they call that? A mustache comb.
It's like, okay, yep. And then finally, when they come out, when Monica runs over to Richard, she's like, "They're doing it tonight. We could do it tomorrow." And he's like, "Oh, I wish I'll ask for the schedule in advance next time." And it was so.
That's it.
You know what? I think that they have to explain that away anyway. So just a really funny moment.
Absolutely. What do you want to do next here? Do you want to do Eddie more, or do you want to go on to or Dr. Drake?
Well, I don't know. I think that the next sequence, one of the following sequences early on was with Tilly, Eddie's ex-girlfriend, showing up at the apartment.
Before we get we do have that, but before that, we have to go to the beginning to set this up, because we have this moment where Phoebe like throws a tennis ball at the door to get Eddie out of the room so the two of them can talk. And so so Phoebe then leaves, because why not? Because she's Phoebe, she doesn't care. And they start talking and they have this conversation, including things like, "Oh, I broke up with the girl because she didn't know what the capital of Cambodia was. She thought it was Sean Penn." And they both were like, "Oh yeah, well, when everybody knows the capital of Cambodia is, well, it's not Sean Penn."
That's right.
And you can see Chandler and Eddie starting to connect.
Right.
They're starting to have this moment. And Eddie ruins it.
Oh my gosh.
By telling this horrifying story of the breakup between him and Tilly. And then to your point, not too much longer after that,
Uh,
guess who shows up at the door but
That's
Tilly?
right. No, I'm so glad that you brought that up because that's when like Eddie says something along the lines of like describing the breakup and he's saying like I'm falling and keep falling and I don't know if I'm ever gonna stop. He's like when he's describing the breakup and he has this like crazy like maniacal laughter after he's telling this story too, and that's when Chandler just looks at him like, what am I doing? This guy seems unhinged. Like wow.
It's like, even Eddie is like, that wasn't really a funny story, was it? And it's like, nope, it
No,
wasn't. That
yeah.
was horrifying. No, never
Yes.
again. And so all the goodwill that had just been built up just gets shattered on the spot.
So then Tilly is at the door and she is holding the fish tank to bring it back to Eddie.
Yes.
And when she mentions her name, Chandler just makes a face and she realizes, oh, so you've heard about me. And Chandler says, yeah, your name might have come up in conversation that terrified me to my very soul. And and she's just like, yeah, Eddie's a little, and Chandler agrees, yeah, Eddie's a little. They start the sentence, and then right at that moment Eddie comes like flying from around the corridor and he's like, Eddie's a little bit what? And Chandler's like, a bit country.
That's good.
Trying
That's
to
quick.
recover.
I would not have come up with that one, but yeah, a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll.
Yeah.
Which one? Anyway.
Yeah. So then Tilly then drops off the fish tank, right? And she just kind of leaves at that point. She's like, all right, see you guys later.
Yeah, Eddie
Takes off.
tries to be like fairly reasonable. He's like, that's very kind of you. Very kind of you. But clearly he's like upset with her. And so she takes off and he goes over and shuts the door behind her. And then immediately spins and turns to Chandler and accuses him of having a relationship with Tilly.
That's right, because I think he says, like, Chandler just asked, so are we getting a fish? Because now they have a fish tank. Yeah. And in response to that, Eddie just turns around and he's like, you had sex with her, didn't you? And he's like, what?
What?
What the heck? And he just can't believe that he's like accusing him of this and is just like, no man, no, like she literally was just here dropping off a fish tank and that's all that happened. And he's like, you know, he's just as going crazy and you know, Chandler is just like, Eddie, this is nuts. This is crazy. She dropped off a fish tank. And he's like, well, where's my fish? Buddy, where's my fish? This is unbelievable. And his reaction to that is just one of my favorite moments. Eddie like slaps himself in the head with his hands, and when he's doing that, Chandler has this like physical response to that where it's like he hit him almost because he hits his own head. I can't even describe it.
He gets his hands up by his own head like he's defending a shot at him when it's not him. Eddie's just hitting himself, but it's like the shock waves from the smack have come across and Chandler's just getting out of the way. It was so good. It's a fantastic timing reaction for Chandler.
Yes. And he's like, you know, Eddie's just like, first you sleep with my girlfriend, and then you insult my intelligence by lying about it, and then you kill my fish, my buddy. It's like, the way he says my fish, my buddy, I don't know what it is. It's just him calling his little fish buddy is, oh, it's perfect. I love that. And Chandler's just like, I didn't kill your fish. Look, Eddie. And he's like, he goes to then outstretch his hand.
Yeah, and he like touches his shoulder.
Yeah, and he's like, and then he starts to remove it. He's like, oh, well, look at what I'm doing there. That's not good. And he takes his own hand and he like removes it really slowly from him. Take this guy right off. Yeah, just put it right here in Mr. Pocket. And then he then goes to toss a Tangelo to him, and it just falls on the ground.
Ricochets right off his chest, and that's it. Just drops to the ground, and that's pretty much that scene right there. But
oh my gosh,
it's so hard to describe via just us talking about it.
You gotta
because
watch
it's so there's so many physical elements that take place between the tossing of the Tangelo, the hand on the shoulder, the slap in the head.
Oh my gosh.
Like Eddie is just such a vibrant character when it comes to his emotions and the way he speaks and his
Yes.
just like jittery self all the way through the
Yes.
entire scene. It's really quite something.
Because he is dead serious too, you guys. Like, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
he is like complete, and that's what kills me the most when I watch this is like he is just so serious and deadpan and able to just keep this straight face. And I'm completely guessing here because I don't know, but I just get this impression that that actor probably didn't need to run through that many times with breaking. Like I feel like he could probably hold like that's his role. Is he's always very deadpan, even in the things where he's not as it's not so much slapstick. He just tends to be extremely serious and straight faced like all the time. You don't really see him being really silly. So all of his
Yeah.
humor is that like deadpan humor, which it just always gets me every time. So good. And then at the
He's
end, you also have, well, toward the end of that episode, with Eddie stole the inserts out of all of my shoes. Chandler, like, going to the group where, like, Eddie has now totally lost it. He, like, makes him these pecan sandies. And when Chandler asks him, like, are these raisins in here? His response to that was, yeah, sure, why not? It's like,
like,
what?
what? Wait, what is that? Yeah.
Yeah, and
And so Chandler just like frisbees it across the apartment. Like, I'm not having that. No thanks.
that's right.
What
Oh
sort of
my
crazy
God.
stuff have you put in here?
Right
Like,
when Eddie turns
nope.
back around, he just chucks it like a frisbee. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, you guys. I am just like cracking up. I knew I was gonna have a hard time getting through that, but yeah, we haven't even gotten to then when Chandler also looks in the fish tank at the end of the
Yeah.
episode, sees a tiny goldfish cracker.
We said you got a new
Um,
fish. He's like, we got a new fish. And
Yep.
Chandler looks at it. He goes, well, that's not even a real fish. That's a goldfish cracker. Eddie is just coming off more and more insane by the second in this episode.
It was like seeing Tilly unlocked something in his brain, and he
Yeah.
is now gone completely off the rails. Yeah, even when Chandler says, that's a goldfish cracker, Eddie goes, what's your point, man?
Yeah,
like-
yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
Okay, then.
okay. And what the purpose was him stealing Chandler's shoe inserts? Like, I don't know.
No idea. No
No
idea. And
clue.
also, I will say this. I was interested to see Eddie's like wall of fame. He had a tomato that he then left and took to his room. He's like, that one's going up on the wall.
Oh.
Like, what else is on the wall? What's up?
Oh.
I need to know.
Oh gosh, with the
Could be some shoe
dehydrator.
inserts up there.
Is that the oh yeah, because he gets the dehydrator and he's like, I'm a dehydrating machine.
Oh, I may
Or
have
is
jumped
that-
ahead.
Oh, that's
Maybe
right. I
jump
think
ahead
that's
with
the
that.
next episode, guys. That's right.
My bad. I'm getting
No,
ahead of myself. The raisins and the
there
and the
are
tomatoes.
so
I am.
many
I'm getting ahead of
things.
myself. Sorry, my bad. We'll
Oh
cover
no,
that
no,
next.
I
But
was thinking,
still.
I'm like, wow, yeah. I mean, it's all
Ed-
because
Eddie's just a lunatic at this point, and he's
Yes.
still going to be one in the next one, even more, if you can
yes.
imagine.
yeah. So and
So we do, though, have then the Joey side of this whole thing, where
yes,
Joey, gets into Soap Opera Digest, and they interview him, and he says, as part of this thing, well, I make up my own lines.
no,
And
no,
Phoebe's
Joey.
like, Phoebe says something along the lines of, don't you think the writers are going to be mad about that? And he goes, oh, I don't even think about it. The scripts just show up to my apartment. And then they show in the next scene, just some anonymous writer banging away on a keyboard, being like, oh, he writes his own lines. I'll write this. And suddenly Joey's character is about to die and he's done for. And so they do the whole script messenger coming to the door, and he's not willing to sign it. He's like, I don't think that's going to change the script. And then the next thing you see is the rest of the gang without Joey watching Days of Our Lives. And in my opinion, my favorite part from this whole thing is Joey gets angled down the elevator shaft. He's trying to take people with him. Nobody else is going. He's going all by himself, and he falls. And someone goes, I think it's Monica, did they just kill off Joey? And Ross says, no. thud.
Oh my God, yes.
Now maybe. Now maybe.
I thought that seriously, moments like that are what make Ross like my favorite, because it's like, oh, that part, that's when
They
he
didn't
died.
kill him off. Maybe they did now.
Oh my gosh, yep, yeah, they gave Joey the shaft.
Give him the shaft.
Yeah,
But
yep.
you also get a weird moment where Joey's trying to like seek advice from the bartender, aka Gunther, at the coffee shop. Gunther reveals that he was Bryce on Days of Our
Bryce
Lives, which I
on
did
All My
look
Children.
up, which is on All My Children, right?
Yes.
I did look that up. He was not. There is no character, Bryce on All My Children or whatever the show was.
Oh, yeah.
So I did. It's all made up.
Well, it
But
sounds real,
I
because I'm
think
pretty sure
there
Bryce.
are,
Yeah.
but there are some people who have like fan fictioned some like All My Children posters with Gunther on it as Bryce from Days or whatever it is. It's really good.
Well, it was actually after we were discussing, you had brought up on one of our last shows about featuring Days of Our Lives that there were some real stars. And I looked that up, and yes, there was one of the women who, honestly, I don't remember her name. I'm not a soap fan, but there was a star that is on the show that gets featured through the TV. You see an actual Days of Our Lives actress, and Joey's character is based on an actual person that was also on the show, but one of the doctors, but it wasn't. Dr. Drake Ramoray is a made up name, but there was like a callback to someone who was really on the show. So that's so there are some like little, I guess, actual references to the real show Days of Our Lives.
There are, and I'll be honest, I didn't think that's where you're going because you said I mentioned this on a previous episode. I also mentioned, I think our last episode, I was like, Gunther hasn't really had any sort of like moments, and he's been floating around in the background, and like I feel like his name's been mentioned a few times, but they haven't really done anything. This Joey interaction to me was like the first real Gunther action for sure.
Yeah.
And then
it was his longest line,
for sure. He, I think, is in every episode from here on out for the most part. As long as Central Perk is there, he's there.
Yeah, yeah. But I love when the friends say to Joey, "Why didn't you tell us like that they were killing you off?" And he's like, "Oh, I was kind of hoping no one would find out." I love that line.
Well, and they also he starts talking about how he's been pre-approved for a credit card, and Rachel tries to like soften the whole thing by saying, listen, if it means anything, you'll always be pre-approved with us. And Joey looks at her and goes, no, it doesn't mean anything. It's like, you know what? I'm going to let that one slide, Joey, because you're having a bad day. Mm-hmm. But that ain't the one. That goes back to early Joey days.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is now season 2, episode 19. The one where Eddie won't go. So in this one, Chandler's had enough of Eddie, and throughout the episode is trying to convince him to leave, while the girls have discovered the book Be Your Own Windkeeper and try to empower each other, but end up tearing each other down instead. Joey is facing an insane credit card bill that will require him to give back his entire pet menagerie. So let's start this one with Joey, because I feel like this is the wrap here on Joey. Yeah. And Joey basically is jobless now. He's there's a little scene with his agent where he's trying to find another job, and they offer him some cab driver part on another world. Yeah, where he gets like a couple lines. And
cab driver number 2. Yep.
And Ross happens to be with him at the apartment when he gets the credit card bill. And he's like, oh my God, how do I owe this much? He's like, no, that's your minimum balance. Like, that's your minimum payment. The balance is this.
He goes,
yikes.
Envelope 1 of 2?
Just gonna say, I've never seen that. I can't imagine seeing that. I would freak out.
And, he gets upset with Ross for telling him to take that cabbie role. I love what he's saying to Estelle. How can I go from being a neurosurgeon to driving a cab? Like, like he was actually a neurosurgeon in real life, not so much. And she's like, you really got to take any job that comes your way, Joey.
Yeah. What's and that's like he does this often because that's like later in the episode when he's at he actually does go to the audition. When he's there, he's like screwing the whole thing up, and he's like, "Hey, listen, if you need the cab to like get in an accident, it's okay because I have a background in medical acting."
Oh my God.
It's like, Joey,
No,
you're not a doctor.
no, no.
But when it's all said and done, Joey ultimately is really mad at Ross because he's not being as supportive as he would like him to be, but Ross is being supportive by trying to be very realistic about the situation, the financial situation that Joey is finding himself in. And so the two end up coming back together by the end of this Joey thing, when there's like a repossession team taking back all of the statues and things that Joey's bought.
Mhm.
And I think he's upset that they're taking the parrot. And so Ross goes to try to save the parrot, and it was like $1,200 or something like that. He's like, you spent $1,200 on plastic? It was by the register. It was an impulse buy. It's like an impulse buy for $1,200. What are we doing, Joey?
No.
So then Ross is able to figure out that there's this big ceramic dog which stays in the background of Friends for a very long time.
Yeah.
Which is only like $200. So he buys the dog to give to Joey as a gift to remember all of his pets while they all go away. But then we have let's go with Be Your Own Windkeeper. I'm gonna toss this one up to you. Have you read books like this? There are a million of them.
No, I can't say not really like this. So
there's all sorts of these books out there. I don't know what they are.
I guess it's like, well, it does fall into the self-help genre, but this is very like new agey, like very, it says
Phoebe.
Be your own wind, and the wind can make us goddesses. But the men will try to take our wind from us, essentially, and the men are the lightning bearers. And so,
of course,
I love when does Monica say? Is it Monica or Rachel that says it's kind of like The Hobbit, right? It's nothing like The Hobbit.
It's nothing like The Hobbit. Yeah, that's Rachel, because they're trying to convince Phoebe and Monica are trying to convince her to get into the book.
That's right.
And then when she does, ultimately she's like, "Oh my God, this is like written about me. This might as well be titled Be Your Own Windkeeper, Rachel."
Yeah, they wouldn't have sold as many copies, though, Phoebe says.
No, they wouldn't have.
Yeah. So that's when Ross is trying to get to the movies, and Rachel is not wanting him to tell her what to do anymore. And it's just kind of a funny sequence to and I think it's really that dialogue. Oh, where she goes to him, "How do you expect me to grow if you won't let me blow?" And he's like, I don't have a problem with that. That's just like, and then she realizes like what she said, and she's like, "Oh, okay, you know what? I just need to be by myself right now. I'm sorry. You're right." And so, it's just a really funny exchange there.
We then flash forward to what I will equate to as very reminiscent to their Valentine's Day bonfire scene, where in season 1, where they were all throwing in pictures of ex-boyfriends and different things and whatnot, and they're all gathered together in the living room, like with these lists that are like scoring how good a goddess they are.
Yes.
And I feel like we don't see a lot, like, and I guess the reason why I equate them in my head is it's not often that the three girls are sitting in the apartment in that living room area with like an activity. They'll all be talking and wandering through and in the kitchen and out of the kitchen and stuff, but just camped out in the living room. Nobody's in the kitchen working on anything, and it's like cross the set. It's just all right there focused, and they're all doing a thing together. You don't see that very often.
Yeah.
Um,
The
and
thing that's
so,
coming to mind
yeah,
is like the trivia episode later
yeah,
on. That one. Yeah. Or
yeah,
when they're playing like Twister. But you're right. It's like mostly like
right.
passing by. Yeah.
It's mostly like very fluid throughout the apartment. And this one,
Hmm.
it's just the three of them. There's nobody else there. And so they're going through these checklists on what they have and haven't done. This is where I said in the synopsis, like they just end up just crushing each other left and right because it's one of those, well, you get a point if you haven't done this. Well, I should get that point. No, you shouldn't, because, and they all have examples. They've all got the dirt on each other to say, you don't get that point, you don't get that point, you don't get that point for all the different things that they're doing. And I think Phoebe ends up saying, well, looks like I'll be going to the goddess balls all by myself.
You are such a leaf blower.
Do you get the sequence at the end where Rachel goes into her room and slams the door, and Monica goes into her room and slams the door, and Phoebe then has nowhere to go because it's not her apartment, so she walks over to this thing and just like slams the chest top down just to slam something. Like, yeah,
Oh
not
my
bad.
God. Yeah, probably I would say the weakest sequence of the episode, but still funny.
It's not like, yeah, listen, this whole thing is stolen by Eddie not wanting to leave. And so let's get into it.
Yeah, yeah. I love at the very beginning is really where Eddie is watching Chandler sleep, apparently. So he has really dialed up the psycho several notches. He is just watching him in the dark. Chandler wakes up to just see him standing there. And I love Chandler's line, Hannibal Lecter, better roommate than you.
Absolutely.
And Eddie's like,
Say,
whoa.
go ahead.
No, what about the night where you went to get water and I hid behind the door so I didn't scare you? He's like, get out now.
I need to hear you say it. I need to hear you say it from your lips. Where am I saying for before? It's just unbelievable.
Yes.
Again, Eddie then is kicked out of the apartment,
But he doesn't know
for
it.
good the first time. It'll happen again. But he's out. He's been banished or he's been sent away, and the two of them are going their own separate ways. And I think Chandler goes back to bed thinking that it's over. But it has just begun.
No. Yeah, so he thinks that he's gone, but then comes back to the apartment, and this is where he then comes home and sees Eddie with this dehydrator. And he's like, this is Eddie's line here where he's like, man alive, this thing's fantastic.
Yeah. And this
He is like
is
manic.
where he's got the tomato.
Yes.
He's got the tomato that is about the size of, I don't know, like 2 quarters or something.
Yes.
And he's like, this one's going on the wall. And I want to know what's on that wall. I want to know what's on the wall.
Oh.
Because what I think he's got like Chandler's insoles up on the wall.
Oh.
I think he might have some really weird, there's a goldfish cracker there somewhere. What's on that wall? It's going to be an insane collection.
Yeah, he's just gone completely manic at this point. He's saying, I'm a dehydrating maniac. And he's like, he looks at the tomato though, before he puts it on his wall, and he goes to Chandler, you know what this thing is? And Chandler goes, your last roommate's kidney? And
Reasonable guess. Reasonable guess.
yeah, so then Chandler has decided to sleep in Monica and Rachel's apartment, like on their couch. And at one point, Monica is just like watching him sleep. She kind of looks over him, not in the creepy way that Eddie does, but she's like, oh, Chandler's sleeping on our couch. And I think she went and like put a blanket on her or something. And at that moment, Chandler wakes up suddenly and he's like, why must everyone watch me sleep? She's like, whoa, calm down, because she doesn't know what had gone on in their apartment. And it's I think also that line going back, yeah, maybe I'm jumping around here a little bit because I also have this line written down, take your stupid small fruit and get out.
Well, and that's when he's like, whoa, where's this coming from?
Yeah.
This is so out of the blue. And Chandler's like, out of the blue, this is smack dab in the middle of the blue.
That's right.
Like, this is spot on. Like,
Yes.
the back and forth between Chandler
Oh my
and
God.
Eddie
Yes.
is so good. And I don't know, you might be right. Like, maybe it was just like one take, but they were They were just quick with it. Back
so
and forth.
good. Yeah, their humor just goes so well together too. And I love when he's like, "You're smack dab in the middle of the blue," and Eddie's just like, "Oh, well, you don't have to tell me twice." Like it's like literally the first time that he's heard it. Like he really does not recall any of this conversation before. And you know, but then I love when Eddie doubles back. And he's like, "But if you think for 1 second I'm leaving you with my fish, you're insane, Jack." And then he takes the fish and he puts it in his pocket.
Just
no.
Fish. He actually had a real fish this time. And he reached in, grabbed it, jams in his jeans pocket, walks off. This is not a normal person.
No.
This is an insane person.
No.
You can't have that.
No, and that's so Chandler's then at the, at Central Perk, and he's like, shows up, he's like, ding dong, the psycho's gone.
Yeah, until
he looks
Eddie
over.
shows up outside the window, and Chandler looks at him, he goes, "That guy is standing in the window holding a human head. He's standing in the window holding a human head."
And Eddie just walks in holding this mannequin head, and he's just like, "Where did you get that?" And Eddie just, again, acting like nothing had happened. Chandler's like, "Eddie, do you remember yesterday?" And Eddie goes, "Yeah, we took a road trip to Vegas. Oh, sweet Moses."
This is where like light bulb starts going on for Chandler and the rest of the gang.
We
like,
took a trip to Vegas.
He's off the rails.
This guy is
like
nuts. Yeah.
And clearly something's not right here.
Phoebe's line here, is anyone else starting to really like him?
And I'm raising my hand. Yes, I am. I am. Keep this guy around.
Oh my God.
Keep him around.
Oh my God.
But so listen, here's the thing. Just like when Joey had to not be Dr. Drake Ramoray, he had to be Hans Ramoray to get rid of his stalker. You can't fight crazy with normal things. You have to fight crazy with crazy. So we get the end of the episode.
This is the perfect solution. Chandler changes the locks, and then, Eddie's at that point knocking on the door. Chandler opens it up with like the latch still on, and he's like peeking out. He's like, "May I help you? I'm sorry, have we met?" And
right.
And he's like, I live here. And
he's like, I'm your roommate, you freak. Let me in.
And at this point, he opens the door, and Joey is sitting in one of the lazy boy chairs and spins around. That guy moved out, and I moved in. And he's like, I already have a roommate. I think I would have remembered that happening. And he's just like,
I know I would.
Yeah. and he's just like, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think you're right. Sorry about that, buddy." And he's like, I guess I have the wrong apartment. I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, "Goodbye, you fruit drying psychopath," and closes the door.
And it officially closes the door on Eddie, which was only a 3-episode window, but they were so good. They were so good.
So good.
He goes high up on the power rankings of reoccurring guest stars.
Oh my gosh.
That it's just every scene he touched was comic gold.
So good.
Every scene was funny. And the downside to Eddie is, in my opinion, is that Joey had to not be with the gang to make it happen. And I like it when they're all 6 in the apartment.
Yeah.
So you had to remove somebody to open the door.
Yes. Yeah.
And you weren't going to leave Joey out there for long. You had to bring him back, and you had to do it fairly quickly. But this little window of Eddie coming in, this was really good. Really good shows. So now we have our final episode, season 2, episode 20, the one where Old Yeller dies. And Phoebe sees the end of Old Yeller for the first time and goes on a binging streak of sad movies. Ross wants to have Ben for an entire weekend in the hopes that he'll catch him doing a first. And ultimately, Ben ends up saying the word hi. Rachel gets flustered during this whole thing by Ross's long-term dating outlook. And Chandler and Joey try to befriend Richard. Sort of.
Yeah.
So there's enough little components
Yeah.
here. The Phoebe one, I want to, we can rule this one out fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's the opening to the show. Like, it's the opening where Monica, Rachel, Ross, and Richard are all there watching Old Yeller, and Phoebe comes in and has never seen it before. Or she's seen the good parts, but her mom would turn off the movie and leave it so that she didn't have any sad endings.
Happy family gets a dog, frontier fun.
Right. Nothing wrong with this. She sees the official end to Old Yeller and is like completely taken aback, and then goes on watching all these other movies.
Yeah. Okay. What kind of sick doggy snuff film is this?
Yeah. And I believe it's in the coffee shop later when all, like, maybe Monica is asking her about these movies. And she said, yeah, well, I talked to my grandma, and my mom used to not show us the end of all these old movies to shield us from the pain and sadness. You know, before she killed herself. Good thought process to start with. Anyway, I don't have a whole lot else to say about that section.
No.
And it's kind of it's just kind of a wash. It's like, if we're going to end up talking about the ratings on these episodes, like, you could just take that story and
I think it just gives this you could just lift her right out.
Sure can.
That comes up later.
Sure can.
Oh, that's rough.
I'll stand on that.
Yeah.
I'll stand on it.
Oh no. But she, I think it just gives this like little snapshot again about how Phoebe's relationship with her mom, with her grandma, how kind of they've been deceptive toward her. I mean, that theme comes up time and time again with Phoebe, and it's like, wow, okay, yet again, she's had this like really dark life, but and has had a lot of deception. Yeah.
It does. But I'm going to say this too. Like, this title is the one where Old Yeller dies.
Yeah, true.
Like,
weird.
That is so the worst title for this one.
Agreed.
Should have been like the one where Richard's a dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that would have been a funnier episode title.
Monica's my dad.
but like, this is just what, like, I feel like they looked at this episode and said, wow, we forgot to put something in here for Phoebe. So let's give Phoebe some lines here. And because there's nothing else for her going on here. And they could have told this story in any episode at all, moving forward, whenever.
Yeah.
It's like, just canned area.
And then we also have the Chandler and Joey stuff with Richard, where they're trying to go to a Knicks game and they have an extra ticket, and Monica's kind of like suggesting, hey, ask Richard, and they're like, yeah, but he's so old, type thing. And she's like, well, I bet he'll drive you in his Porsche if you invite him.
Jag.
In his Jag. Oh, sorry. Yes,
Jag.
It is Jag. That's another
the
tier.
Porsche is later, and
right.
that's a different person's Porsche.
Yes,
but we already know Jack's got the Porsche.
That's right. Yeah, that's come up in the last segment.
That has come up.
And right, it's the Jag, and so they decide to ask him, and after they go out to the game with Richard, they end up realizing, wow, Richard's really cool, but how they see him as being still more like a cool dad figure. And
now, not gonna lie, like the scene where Joey and Chandler come in after having gone out with him for that one time, and clearly some semblance of time has passed, and Joey is like standing in the kitchen with a cigar trying to figure out how to look cool, because Richard always looks cool holding the cigar, and Chandler comes in and has grown this really faint mustache,
wispy,
and it's just like
bad.
And they're like, oh, well, we flipped for it. We thought it would look stupid if we both did it. It's like, well, first of all, yes, but second of all, also, you both look stupid.
Yeah, you really dodged a bullet. Yeah.
Not a great look. Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh. Wow, with that mustache, doesn't Chandler remind you of Aunt Sylvia? Thank you.
Thank you. No, I gotta ask this. Richard ends up going through, there's a few more opportunities where he's going out with the guys being Chandler and Joey, And so Richard, I have this written down. Richard making plans with the guys. Should Monica really get upset about this? Like, she's the one who kind of orchestrated getting it all set up. And now she's feeling like, well, he's spending too much time with the guys and no time with her.
Well, we do know Monica.
So there's a weird balance here. And I feel like, hey, you set this ball in motion.
Well, Monica wants things how she wants them and exactly that way and no deviation from that. She is extremely controlling in that way. So I would say, like, if it's even like one hangout too many, that's going to bother Monica, right? It's like, so she wanted, I think the idea behind it is she wanted him to be able to go out to a game with the guys, get to know them a little bit, but really still spend most of his quality time with Monica. And it seemed like very quickly he was just like, oh, I'm just going to go across the hall and hang with the guys, you know? And she's like, oh, all right, well.
Well, and even Richard said, he's like, listen, they're different than my other friends. They don't start sentences with, do you know who just died shoveling snow?
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah, right. A little rough. So, then when they come out with, I think it's Joey who ends up spilling the beans on like that he's like their dad.
They're playing at the foosball
That's
table.
right. Yeah. Yep.
And he refers to him as a dad, and Chandler's like trying to elbow him and bang him,
That's
like
right.
kick him under the
table.
He
like, says, you're much cooler than our dads. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys see me as a dad? It's like, oh.
It's like, yeah. No. He's like, well, no, you just don't understand our young people vernacular. Like, you know, dad is just like a cool guy. Like, Joey's my dad. Monica's my dad. Yeah. He's like, I got a few dads down at work.
Okay, guys. Sure. That's when they just leave. It's like, well, I'm going to go hang out with your dad back in the other apartment then. And he leaves with Monica.
That was hard to watch. But then again, it kind of puts like Chandler and Joey are now back together, and it kind of immediately shrinks them down to like brothers almost, like who are, if Richard's the dad, they suddenly feel like they're about 11 years old.
Yeah.
And they're just like shoving each other around.
Yeah. And then we also have the whole Ross and Ben, you know, where he's trying to see more of his first, right? Which I find that whole sequence really weird when he's like, hey, can I have my son for the whole weekend? And I'm thinking, has that not happened yet?
Well, it clearly doesn't happen often because Susan and Carol, who we haven't now seen for a while, I'm glad they were back in an episode. They jump on the opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, absolutely, no problem. Yeah. So it certainly appears as though Ross doesn't have him for much time.
Right.
Like, my assumption based on that is that he gets him for like a day.
Yeah. Like he maybe sleeps over, but I think he
probably gets him on Friday nights and like has him through Saturday, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like that would be the max because if he's not spending the entire weekend, it doesn't appear that he's spending any time during the week with him.
Yeah. I thought that was weird. Yeah.
Now, I will go back and say we do have Friends is good at showing, or not really, they're hiding rather the idea that time has passed.
Yeah.
But like throughout these episodes, clearly not everything butts up against each other. And there's like sequences of time that has gone on. It's hard to tell how much time there has gone that there is. So
listen,
I'm estimating though that he probably, at least we can say he hasn't had him for back-to-back days.
And listen, this is a 20-minute sitcom from the 90s. I mean, you gotta just roll with a lot of this stuff. I really try not to take a lot of Friends, the stuff that goes on, too seriously. I mean,
you're taking Friends seriously. You are doing the wrong
thing. So listen, I just found that interesting. So now that we're like taking a closer look at the episodes, I'm like, that line just stuck out to me. Like, what's up with that, Ross? Yeah. But listen,
I thought most notably, I jumped at the idea that Susan and Carol were quick to be like, oh no, that's okay. That's how I noticed it too.
Absolutely.
And not just that, I feel like there's not how Ross isn't seeing any of the firsts.
Yeah.
So we have to remember this is a time where like right now, if this were the situation, it was Ross and Carol and Susan and Ben. If something happened that was the first, assuming that Carol and Ross are on speaking terms, which they clearly are, they're on good terms. You would imagine Carol would like shoot a video and send it on an iPhone, right? Yeah. And you'd get it and he'd be able to see it and be able to like comment or call and then talk to him on the phone. There'd be some way to do that. That doesn't happen.
No.
That's not in existence at this point in time, all you young people.
It was a simpler time.
That was not a thing. Yeah. It was a simpler, we had to send smoke signals.
I mean, or crazy. Guess what? Then you just see it when you see it, right, people? It's like, we're not, you're not living through. So, but he is very excited to then, see certain things at first that he thinks are first, but then they're kind of like, oh, we've already seen that happen. Like that's already a thing. Like and, but kind of, I guess woven into this theme is then where Ross explains to Rachel that like he already sees this future with them. And, Rachel is just so not there, right? Like she's just she's ended what was going to be a marriage. She walked out on her wedding and is just really wanting to take everything day by day and just she's happy to be with Ross for sure, but is not looking as far down the line and gets pretty freaked out, when he starts talking about like having 2 kids living in Scarsdale complaining about the taxes and they've only been dating for 6 weeks. So it's a lot. It's and he's already talking about baby names and it's like, what book were you looking at? The big book of children's names. Like that's he's
and of course he found the name Emily.
I thought that too. I'm like, wow,
he found the name Emily.
Yes.
Crazy.
Close. Well, crazy. and then Emma ends up being their baby, but Emily is the wife, right? So
Emily is the wife. Emma is down the line.
But I just thought that was cute too, how it was actually close to what their daughter ended up being named. But
that's fair enough. The interesting thing for me, and I know you and I have talked about this, not on the podcast, but off when we're talking about different things we want to do with this long term. And so, to me, I know we're going to do some stuff with How I Met Your Mother at some point. And I know the parallels between the two shows are unbelievable, but I'm rewatching this Friends episode and I can't help think of just Ted and Robin during this whole thing. It's the same. It is exactly that same plot line.
Oh, yeah.
Ted is super committed. He's got everything lined up. And Robin is like, whoa. How can we have all this stuff lined up already? Ross is ready. He's planned it out. He's scripted it. He knows what's happening. And Rachel is just like, whoa. How can't we just take this one day at a time and figure out what the next day brings? And it's very interesting because in both shows, obviously, they do the similar storyline, but again, told a decade apart. They both have the guy being the one that's planned out. Like, I think that was unusual in the 90s. I think it was still implied that, like, well, the future bride has got her entire wedding like thought through and all the different things and what they're going to do and have this and have that. And the guy never is thinking about the wedding. Well, Ross and Ted are thinking way past the wedding. They're all the way to where they're going to live and all this other stuff.
It's because it's funnier. Like it's funnier.
So
these are both comedies, right? So it's definitely funnier. It's not as funny if you have it flipped around as the stereotypical, right? Like that. So it's like, oh, Ross is the one. Although, I like that comparison. There are so many.
Like if Monica tells that story, nobody cares.
Right. And there exactly. And it would just be Ross being, or, Chandler, in the future being
Richard or
like, yeah, or
whoever.
whoever.
Yeah.
Which kind of does end up happening in the future with Monica and Chandler, where, she has
So
things more planned out and Chandler has the more
that
stereotypical
is
fear of commitment. I would say, yeah.
there is an episode where they deal with that
Mhm.
slightly, but yeah, it is
Yeah,
what
but
it
I
is.
that's a
Or I'm thinking of something slightly different. There is some of that, but that's just Chandler. Like Chandler gets to play like classic '90s guy being afraid
yeah.
of commitment.
Yeah. But that's a good parallel to draw for sure. But I would say then the difference is, whereas Robin is just like, see you later, Rachel and Ross are actually, still in their relationship. And this is actually where they end up then telling each other that they love each other, right? So Ross ends up like, after he's kind of like, listen, this is who I am, baby. Like, I'm the kind of guy that plans and you're going to have to deal with that. And she's just like, well, I'm not ready to have everything mapped out and you're going to have to deal with that. And he's like, fine, fine. And, and that's when they end up just telling each other, well, I love you and I love you too. You're going to have to kiss me now.
Well, that's the first time we said that.
Yeah. So it's pretty great because it's not like this typical cheesy moment. It's just funny. So
Yeah. Real good.
yeah, so they're always bringing it back to the comedy, which I appreciate. And then that's where then you go back to Ben at the end of the episode, and that's where you get the really cute
Yes.
sequence of him saying hi and bye as they're walking down the stairs.
Okay, so now we're going to go into the IMDb rankings and our own personal rankings
Yes.
for these 4 episodes. I have it pulled up on my phone. I'm not looking at them. Do you have an episode here that jumps out? Now, just for the record, I have them written down all time so far through episode 16. The one with the prom video in the last episode, 9.3. That is our new clubhouse leader, a 9.3. And the lowest one, still the one with fake Monica, at a 7.6.
Yeah.
We're not going to rate the episode.
Yeah.
Just which one was your favorite amongst these, and we'll find out if it's the highest rated.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite for sure is episode 19, the one where Eddie won't go. And I don't think it's gonna beat out the was it 9.3 you said? I don't think it's gonna beat that one. Points wise.
It's going to take a lot.
Yeah,
it's going to take a lot to
think
beat the prom video. That's such a good one.
I have a couple that are coming to mind just in the future for the episodes that might beat it. But we won't go there right now. But no, as far as these 4 episodes, definitely the one where Eddie won't go. I mean, man alive, this thing's fantastic. I just love Eddie in this one so much. And him dehydrating all the fruits and vegetables, and then like him not realizing that Chandler has already kicked him out of the house several times, and just being a complete psycho, ding dong the psycho's death. So many good lines on this. And I just that's my favorite for sure. Him with the fish and flipping out about his buddy. Love it.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know that I disagree with you a whole lot. I was torn between that one and the one before, the one where Dr. Ramoray dies.
Yeah.
Both of them are stacked Eddie episodes. Now, I will say the second one, the 19 where he won't go, that is definitely, those are peak Eddie moments. And it's brought on with it's countered with like be your own windkeeper. And the other one has got like Joey's selling of his menagerie, which I don't really care too much about, but it does have that scene with Monica and Richard and Rachel and Ross and the battle back and forth there. I do like that one quite a bit as well. I think I will also agree, though. I'm going to stand on Eddie Won't Go because give me the one with the highest highs, right? I think that's what I've been doing. Trying to stay consistent. And the one where Eddie won't go, the highest highs are in that one. There's nothing that brings it down too much. But I will take the next one second. And so with that, I will then tell you, I'm going to go to the last one. The one where Old Yeller dies as being my least favorite.
Same. Yeah. Yep. We have the same ones this
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
I was pretty cut and dry, this list,
Yeah.
it feels like.
Yeah.
Do you think the one where Old Yeller dies is worse than the one with fake Monica?
No, I still don't think. Because the one with fake Monica, again, there's really only
So
a
bad.
couple episodes. I think there might be one coming up, that is one that I'm always kind of like, not really one that I would want to like get too excited. Listen, I like rewatching all of them. I think we've established that. But ones that like, I'll skip it. Like I've seen it. I know what it's about. It's just not my favorite.
Yeah.
So.
You know what it is about the fake Monica one is that Monica is such a huge part of that story, obviously. And she's so out of character.
Yes.
Nothing about that story makes sense.
Yeah.
So I do think the one where Old Yeller dies is going to be kind of low. It doesn't have any story that like pulls to it. There's nothing that really jumps off the page.
Even the Chandler Joey pretending to be like
Chandler Joey is the best
and it's
stuff.
even
like
that
the stuff with Richard.
Yeah.
It's mid at
It is.
best.
And even the Ross and Ben stuff is a little bit awkward, like we were talking about. So
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked if that gets an 8. I think it's going to be in the 7s. And if it's above a 7.6, then it's better than fake
I'm
Monica.
guessing.
I don't know that it's going to be much more than a 7.9, though, 7.8, somewhere in that range.
I'm guessing it's. I think it might get an 8. I think it might get an 8.
Might get an 8? Okay. Listen, fake Monica's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I have the results. And you know what? I think that my original instinct was the right one. Where I can't decide between the two, because the one where Eddie won't go and the one where Dr. Ramoray dies
even?
are both an 8.3.
Oh my god.
They're a full point down from the prom video, but to be fair, the prom video is like 0.4 of a point above everything. So that one is way out in front. The third one was the one where Eddie moves in at 8.1, and what we were just debating, the one where Old Yeller dies.
I was right. Oh,
you were right.
Okay.
Hangs on with an 8. Hangs on with an 8. So that's really not bad. And I don't think that's wrong. I think maybe the earlier episodes are going to get dinged a little bit more too. So it might be tough to get under a 7.6 at this point. And the thing is, Monica's so awkward throughout that whole thing that at least in this one, while I'm not drawn to any of the stories particularly, the characters are still all who they are. Like
exactly.
I understand it. It's just not a banger. Like there's nothing good going on, especially since Eddie is now out.
Yeah.
I feel like you're missing something, Okay, so thank you so much for listening to the We Run on Reruns podcast. Please follow us on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, we love all of you checking in with us weekly and all the support that you guys have been giving with views and likes and all these things that we've been getting on this social media.
Thank you.
Please keep it up. We really appreciate it. And if you could share this episode with just one friend, we would really, really appreciate it. Please check out our website, werunonreruns.com. For Amanda, this is Eric. Please enjoy watching the end of season 2 for Friends. And we will check back with you next week. Happy rerunning, everybody.
See you later, guys.
See ya, pal.